What's up everybody, welcome to the video. In this video we're gonna be fixing high CPU utilization, GPU utilization, and also setting up 4K settings in 2023 because I could not find a single video that fixed my issue. Everyone was doing like power thing in the NVIDIA control panel, run as administrator. Yeah, that stuff kind of worked, but it didn't do anything for me at least. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to set everything up properly, because there is one thing that a lot of these older videos or these past videos did not go over with. And that's what we're going to do here, folks. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this video here as we dive into OBS. We're going to go ahead and explain. I'm going to explain what things you need to get this thing going. So here we go. We have a little display capture. I wonder if that'll actually fix itself. Hang on here, because we have a ton of stuff coming up on here. As you guys can see, we got that started up here. Okay, so bottom left corner, I don't know if you guys can see that here. Let's see if we can shrink that here a little bit. It'll be easier to see. So bottom left corner here next to sources, what you want to do is essentially make sure you have the right source. So my biggest issue that I was having when I was experiencing high CPU and GPU utilization, regardless of all the other fixes that I did, and regardless of my settings for the stream, it was just crashing my games. The stream wasn't smooth at all. Everything was just terrible, right? So the biggest thing that you want to do, there's two different ones. When you add a source, do not do the display capture unless you're doing things like this where you're showing off a program or anything of that sort, or multiple applications, and you just want to show a monitor. And that is where we're experiencing, like right here on this right section here, we're experiencing that high GPU utilization. We're not playing a game right now, or at least the settings aren't set up that way right now, so you aren't seeing any high CPU utilization here, but the GPU utilization will trigger itself if you're doing display capture. So once I did switch over and I removed the display capture because I didn't need it as one of my sources, and I just went to game capture. We're going to do another one here just to show you guys. So do game capture. You can remove the cursor. I just removed everything there. You can leave everything else and fine. And you don't have to touch it. It won't affect your stream at all. But you just want to do that. And that's pretty much it. So that's what you do. And when you stream, you'll fix all your GPU, CPU utilization issues and or crashing and stutters. It's just because of the source that you use. Can you believe that? So it's game capture. Do this one. Capture any full screen application, right? You want to remove all that. And then that's that. Now, you're wondering, well, what about all these other things here? Window capture. You can capture a specific window. This is pretty cool. So I can target my task manager window, Logitech, my Logitech hub, and then my NVIDIA broadcast. You guys were wondering what audio stuff I use. But we're going to remove that here. And that's how you pretty much set this first portion up properly. No one did that. No one showed that anywhere in their video. So make sure you have game capture and not display capture. So now we're moving on to the juicy stuff, the actual stuff that matters. So we're going to go ahead and shrink. We're going to move, let's move OBS away here for a second. Okay, and then we're going to bring down the settings right here. I wonder if I can make this bigger for you guys. Okay, so biggest thing here is, in general, you can do whatever you want. There's really not much that you have to do. Biggest portion here is video, right? My settings are down below. I have an RTX 3080, 64 gigs RAM, 5900X, and I used to use Shadowplay. Now I'm using OBS, and audio and everything like that is just way better here than Shadowplay. I haven't used anything else. You guys can see in the previous videos how I utilize Shadowplay there, but you can't do you can't do 4K. You're only stuck at 1440p or 1080p depending on what setup you have. Now you can record games in 4K obviously, but the streaming portion is where I was mostly after, since that is how my videos are set up. So here we go. So your resolution, stuff like that, you can change it. Since we are using the video output right now, your base canvas is going to be your main target screen. So I want to do 4K, or let's say you have a 2K monitor and you want to output scale that thing. You can do the, there's a downscale filter and you want to use the very last one. And then of course I have this stuff set up right here. Now that's going to be of course set up based off of what you want to do. This is my 4K settings here based off of my 3080, RTX 3080. And then we're going to go ahead and go over to the stream setting here. I have it at YouTube RTMPS. The server, you want to do the legacy ingest server. So you want to use that, the primary one. And then I have, of course, everything else here set up. Ignore the settings because you're going to see why, the bit rates and things like that. So here we go. So when you first open up OBS, it's going to be simple. You want to change it to advanced. And we're going to go ahead and start here with the streaming stuff. Audio encoder, AAC. And then this is very important right here. Video encoder is going to be NVIDIA NVIDIA H.264. Now other people who are on like 4090s or newer GPUs or something like that, or older GPUs, are going to see parentheses new. In my case, I haven't seen that. Don't have any other GPUs I could test this thing on, but this is what you want to select is H.264. Now X264 will utilize your CPU for the encoder, which I did test out last night. It worked out just fine because I was, GPU and CPU, that was where I was experiencing high utilization on both ends. But that is where I experienced that this so far, H.264 is going to be the best. If you have a 4090, 24 gigs, my card is a 10 gig. So you can also see the utilization here being at 98%. So we're going to play around with this. I haven't done X264 yet, so we may end up switching over to that if we experience any other crashes. But as of right now, H.264 is going to be the best one you can use. Other people have used it on the 2000 series cards. The recommended stuff right now is the 3000 series cards. Uncheck rescale output, and then your rate control is going to be CBR. You're going to want that. Now your bit rate is going to be dependent on you. When I was streaming to YouTube, I was actually getting a flagged notification on my stream saying that I can actually bump my bit rate up to 23,000. And I did do an internet test speed run for my uploads and downloads. The rule is usually you want to cut it in half, and that is what your KBS or your bit rate would be. So if let's say your down or up speed is like 15, you want to do half of that, so 7.5. So you would put 7,500 here, right? So that's what you would put down. Keyframe interval is going to be 2 for 4K, and here preset we're going to do. I just left it at slow, good quality. Haven't done anything here just because I don't have pretty high-end GPU. A 3080 is still pretty good, so haven't experienced anything crazy there. Tuning low latency. Multi-pass mode, you can definitely play around with this, but single pass for me has worked just fine. Profile, leave it on high. Max B frames 2. Uncheck, look ahead, and keep psycho visual tuning checked. So now we're going to go ahead and do the audio. Audio bitrate is going to be at 128 top track. That's where you want to be at for that one. That's going to be for your mic and stuff set up here, right? So Yeti Classic, that's what I'm using here right now. Stereo, 48 kilohertz there. Now, that's pretty much it that I use on my setting. Like I said, right now you guys can see in this video with me utilizing the desktop display settings. So here, let's go back down here. With me utilizing the capture at the display capture versus the game capture, this is this is what I am getting right here. And it gets even worse when I run a game, because then the CPU utilization jumps up to like 100%. Game stutters, programs crash, things of that sort. Not good quality of the stream at all whatsoever. So here we are right here. You can check this out. It's pretty sweet on how this whole thing works. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys found it helpful. Again, remember, game capture. Game capture is going to be the biggest thing. Make sure you have that as a source first before you think that the computer you just built is not adequate enough. It is adequate enough. People have been using OBS for a while. And again, let's go back to the settings here really quick. I want to show you guys here. For the 2K and the 1080p stuff, you just want to change your base canvas and your output to the same ratio to keep it at 16:9. So if you want to do a 1080 stream or a 1440 2K stream, that's what you want to do, is just match your sources and keep it at 60 FPS. 60 FPS is going to be great for high-paced games, and in general, just that's what everybody loves to watch, unless you do something cinematic and you want to record it. But 30 frames is a whole different level. But if you guys found this video helpful, let me know. If you guys want to see a Twitch setup, this is going to be your best setup for YouTube. Other than that, guys, I really do appreciate you guys stopping in here today. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell, of course, to get notified of any new videos and streams and any new gaming stuff. Let me know down below in the comments. Thank you guys so much for joining in today. We'll see you guys on the next video. Deuces, y'all.